Adrien Broner versus Antonio DeMarco. I'm telling you like this, a lot of people was turned off by Adrien Broner, and I'm gonna tell you why before I get to the fight. It's a cultural thing. Americans culturally believe athletically when you play against your opponent, you're supposed to be very humble, supposed to speak well about your opponent, supposed to shake his hand, you know, you know, tell and explain, you know, humbly what you was able to do and go on about your business. It's a cultural thing, and in this new, hip hop environment, it's very cool to be a boastful kind of guy. To be flashy, to you know, um, you know, celebrate yourself. And I think that sometimes that rivals and that clashes head with old traditional American American values and cultures. So I think a lot of as Adrien Broder becomes even more and more and more popular or whatever, people going is he's going to get more and more haters, but he's also is going to grow even more of a base, especially since Floyd Mayweather career is going down or whatever. He's basically going to get those, so like those his kind of demographic of Mayweather fans he's going to get. um the guy is a problem. That's a perfect nickname he has. He is a problem because people are calling him a Floyd Mayweather clone. Stop it. He don't like that. I'm telling you, Adrien Broner is getting tired of that. Every time somebody say it in his face, he you can see it. When they say it, he said, he does the right thing. He congratulates Floyd Mayweather and call him a great champion. But you can tell he's getting tired of being compared to Floyd Mayweather. Now, I'm gonna tell you like this. His defensive stance is a lot like Floyd Mayweather. Okay? But I'm telling you, Floyd Mayweather was on his horse way more than Adrien Broner is. Adrien Broner is not moving like Floyd Mayweather is in his early part of his career. Adrien Broner is standing in the middle of the ring and he's throwing more punches than Mayweather. And he's throwing not necessarily more punches, but he's throwing harder punches. His punches have a purpose. You know, they're not for points, they're to hurt you. So, Floyd Mayweather didn't become even that more offensive until the latter part of his career. If you watch him against, Shane Mosley and watch him against Miguel Cotto and against Marquez, you can see him standing in the center of the ring more, being more aggressive, fighting inside, fighting inside pretty good or whatever. But you watch the old videos of Floyd Mayweather when he was a young guy. He was much more of a counter puncher. Even back then, he was much more defensive or whatever. That's why Mayweather didn't even become as popular until the latter part of his career. This guy, he has that same kind of defensive posture, but I'm telling you, he is a problem because he is more aggressive with his punching early in his career, and he got power. That's the major difference. And with DeMarco, he he didn't want to waste no time with DeMarco. Around the fifth round, this guy, he wasn't holding back. He was hitting this guy hard, early, and soon as he could. He was tagging this. He was just totally outclassing DeMarco, Antonio DeMarco. I mean, he just totally outclassed the kid. I know he was gonna win. What's next for Adrien Broner? You know, I just want to see him fight a little bit a higher competition. I mean, I can see. I don't really want to stamp the approval on him as being the next guy. I see it, but I just want to reserve judgment and be a little bit careful. I got to see him fight a few more big names before I say, okay, this is the the big guy for the next generation. You know, I just you have to really be careful with these things. But the guy's a good fighter. He's very entertaining. You know, no, I'm glad this type of fighting is coming out now. Since Floyd Mayweather career is winding down, look like he's getting ready to retire or whatever. But I'm telling you like this, I'm not really in for all the cockiness. I'm not that kind of fan. I mean, I can look past it to a certain degree. If a fighter have a lot of skill or whatever, I look past it or whatever. And that goes for any sport athlete with me. I look past it, to a certain degree, and I kind of, I have no really have no problem with it, especially if it's selling. If you're trying to sell a sport event, be cocky or whatever. But it comes to a point to a degree where it starts to get on your nerves. But the guy's a good fighter. If he cut back on that cockiness or whatever, he probably be even bigger. But hey, great fight. I mean, good performance from the kid. And that's my video. If you like it, keep coming back. I will be making more. Peace.